Come make me tell you about the things them way I want, sir. Back in the days when the dancehall used to warm, sir. When Clinton Lindsay used to bust them, make them want, sir. Whole heap of artists Clinton bring come up America. Some never know say Clinton Lindsay a promoter. Bring up the biggest set of artists from Jamaica. Like Super Cat and Mr. Early be the doctor. Whole heap of artists now for them we can't remember. Who can remember when them used to keep Jamaica? The kind of show that used to give out of our water to reggae artists around the world and from Jamaica, New York City, where him used to do the radio.
Hi, welcome to Reflections with Clinton Lindsay. Glad you could join us today. And today, as usual, we have a very special guest. After our first break, we will come back with our guest. After this break, we'll be back.
Hello sports fans, this is Nigel, aka Mr. BMG, and I'm here to tell you about our new sports show hosted by yours truly. Coming soon is Flexx FM Sports Desk with Nigel Blair. We'll be giving you the latest update on the Casa League, the Jamaica Premier League, interviews with coaches, players, and experts in the soccer world. So remember to tune in every Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here on flexfm.online and Flexx FM Sports on your YouTube channel. See you there.
Okay, welcome back to Reflections, and my guest today, this lady wears multiple hats. I don't even know which one she's wearing today, but we're gonna introduce you to Lisa B. Lisa B, welcome to Reflections.
It's a pleasure to be here, Clinton.
Now, Lisa, we go a way back.
We do.
We go a way back. And they're saying that this is a small world, because sometimes you don't know who you're gonna run into. Back in the days when I was doing promotion and tours, right? I would have a package in Hartford, take it to Washington, Boston, and lo and behold, there was this two females combination on a major radio station in Boston. One was Lisa B and the other was
Robin. Reggae Robin, she went by, yeah.
She went by that. And you guys were like the thing in Boston. All shows, the latest reggae. Tell us about that experience.
Well, we started the show in 1989 at the Boston College Radio, which was WZBC.
Right.
And
station though.
Yes. It was because almost all reggae at that time in the Boston area was pretty primarily college stations.
Yes.
And being such a big college town, all the major universities had shows.
Yeah.
And up until 1989, from about 86 until then, we basically were the suppliers of music.
Yes.
Robin and I would make pilgrimages to Jamaica and literally carry 45s on our backs.
Yes.
Home.
That's what you had to do.
But nobody else was doing that in Boston at the time.
Wow.
So we were basically
the face of reggae in Boston.
Well, we made a mission to kind of spread the music, and it was something that kind of I never chose this. This happened to us.
Right. I didn't choose it. It chose me.
But it's very true in this situation. We went to Jamaica on what would have been a normal tourist vacation, and it took a very, very different turn.
That's intriguing.
Yeah. So
you went to Jamaica as tourists. tourist, and you came back as a reggae specialist.
Exactly.
What happened there?
We went. It was mid '80s. We went down to Jamaica. It turned out that all of the travel arrangements that we had were all fraudulent.
You kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding. But it turned out to be one of the worst, best things that ever happened to me, because the Jamaican people took beautiful care of us, and we found the hospitality and the love that everybody associates with the island. Yes, and when we arrived, it was before cell phones, before we had credit, before we had credit cards, all of that. So
didn't even have beeper. Did you have beeper?
No, and even if we did, it wouldn't have worked anyways. So we had very limited cash, and we ended up staying in a lady's house on what was then, it's now Music Avenue. I don't remember what it was called at the time.
And that was in Kingston?
No, that's in Ocho Rios.
In Ocho Rios, okay.
And evening came, and all of a sudden some nice bass started to emanate in the house that we were staying in. And the lady says, "Oh, I'm so sorry for the noise." And we're like, no, where is that coming from?
So have you heard reggae before that?
Yeah, but we didn't know a lot. I grew up listening to American music, rock and roll, all kinds of things. I knew the basics, Bob, Peter Tosh, Jimmy Cliff, the basic stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
But we were there to experience Sunsplash at the time. So
you were going to
yes,
Sunsplash.
It was that time of year. But getting back to what I was saying, so we wanted to know where the music was coming from, and she said, "Oh, there's a Jack Ruby Lawn is right behind me."
Wow.
So the next day we got up and we went over to Jack Ruby Lawn.
That was before Irie FM.
Of course, way before Irie FM. No.
Oh, you were just.
We were just doing what we could to help the artists that we had met in Jamaica, who said, "Please bring my music." The producer, same thing. "Please play the music, bring it up there, do what you can." So we did. And we used to go to one station in particular, which was at Boston College. There was a guy by the name of Michael Lewis who did a show called Steppers International on Saturdays, and we would come out and do that for him. And then Jack passed. And we decided that Robin and I were going to put together a 3-hour tribute to Jack, because we had a lot of live tapes of his annual events that he had. We had a lot of live cassettes.
You stayed in touch with him?
Oh, yeah, we would visit him every year. We were very close, visiting him every year. And so we decided to do this radio tribute to him. It was a 3-hour tribute. We put together all of these live cassettes and some of his productions, some interviews with him, and just
time slot and you took that opportunity and you became the main channel, the main persons in Boston. Because not just me, but any reggae shows that came to Boston had to come through you.
And I think a lot of it was because we had so many, back in the day, a lot of people would put people on flyers and they wouldn't come.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Right.
And the people who didn't come out to the club unless they had heard
Right, on the station.
and said the artist was really in town. They're like, I'm not gonna waste my money and stand up in a club
Right,
all night.
right.
And then 2 o'clock comes and they're like, so sorry.
Right.
And then you spent your hard
You used to come to VP in Queens, didn't you?
Yes, it's the Superpower and VP.
Right. What was it being a white girl, Boston? Did you have it hard in those days to get promo from, let's say, a VP? I know the story. I've cleared the way for so many college kids. They would call my program, oh, Clinton, we go VP and VP said this and this. And I have to call VP. No, they are very important. But I used to come to WRTC in Hartford to do my show there. So I know exactly what college students and non-commercial radio went through. So did you have that issue with some of these records?
Absolutely.
Retail?
Yeah, absolutely. I won't share a story about VP because I don't want to embarrass anybody.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, we had a lot of live cassettes.
You stayed in touch with him?
Oh yeah, we would visit him every year.
Right.
We were very close. Visited him every year, and so we decided to do this radio tribute to him. It was a 3-hour tribute, and we put together all of these live cassettes and some of his productions, some interviews with him, and did this whole big production, and it went really well. So Michael Lewis decided he no longer wanted his Saturday afternoon slot.
Wow.
He was going to do a Sunday morning Lovers Rock dedication show. And he said one day, and it was just one day, we were in the studio, and he's like, you do it.
Whoa.
While we were just there.
So you didn't know you were doing an audition for Michael?
No, I had no idea. And I tell you, putting the needle on the record the first time, I'm going to admit my hand was shaking like a leaf. But, we took over the show at that time. We changed the name to Ragamuffin International because we were sort of international. We were very ragamuffin.
I'm very international.
Yes, and we moved in a very ragamuffin way.
But Lisa, you took that time slot and you took that opportunity. And you became the main channel, the main persons in Boston. Because not just me, but any reggae shows that came to Boston
had to come
through you.
Yeah, had to. And I think a lot of it was because we had so many, back in the day, a lot of people would put people on flyers and they didn't come.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Right.
And so people who didn't come out to the club unless they had heard
on the station
and said the artist was really in town. They're like, I'm not going to waste my money and stand up in a club all night.
Right.
And then 2 o'clock comes and they're like, so sorry.
Right.
And then you've spent your hard-earned money.
You used to come to VP in Queens, didn't you?
Yes. We took Superpower and VP.
Right.
And yeah.
What was it being a white girl, Boston? Did you have it hard in those days to get promo from, let's say, a VP? I know the story. I've cleared the way for so many college kids. They would call my program, oh, Clinton, we go VP, and VP said this, and VP said that. And I have to call VP. No, they are very important. Because I used to come to WRTC in Hartford. To do my show there. So I know exactly what college students and non-commercial radio went through. So did you have that issue with some of these records?
Absolutely.
Retail?
Yeah, absolutely. I won't share a story about VP because I don't want to embarrass anybody.
Yeah, they have the history of that.
The first time that we came in to try to solicit some
promos,
promos. I think we were literally swept out with a broom.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You're not the only one. Like I said, for years and years, I was the person, college stations, the guys them, because VP wanted playlists, signature program director, and I'm like, guys, this is college. Every semester, every new year, there's a new program director, because that one might have graduated and, you know, and want to get a new program director. The first program they want to cut is the reggae program.
We were fortunate in that they treasured our reggae
Nice,
day. And
nice.
actually we had a full programming of Caribbean music on Saturdays.
Nice.
We had a Haitian show that came after us. And there was also a Calypso show and Soca show that came on Saturdays as well. So
No.
they preserved that show, and Robin, may her soul rest in peace, she carried that show for 34 years. And
34
they never
years.
even tried to
Nice.
cancel it.
Because I know you become a part of the community. You
Yes.
become a part of the community that is well needed. Now, and I say that to say this, that the world is small. I remember after a while I stopped coming up to Boston. You know, I focused more on New York, and then I came here in 2002. And sometimes when I think of Boston, you know, I would think of you guys. And, you know, life went on.
Mm-hmm.
And while down here, I understand that there was this girl, this white girl on an AM station, and she was from Boston. And I found out, what was the name of that station?
Mystic.
Mystic Radio.
Mystic Radio, yeah.
And I found out it was you.
Yeah.
And I'm telling, because at that time I started my own little community station.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, man, she is so qualified. I know this girl from back then. And here we are now. We are, again
on the same station
On the same
together,
station.
which is fantastic.
Why do you love reggae the way you do?
I think it's such a my education is a little different than a lot of people's education. I went to a school that was very you have to have 4 years of social justice to graduate.
Okay.
So we didn't have the typical football team proms and things like that. We went to protests against nuclear power plants and nuclear proliferation and things like that. So there was always a bit of a rebel built into us, and we found this music to be very strong in its stance on issues and had a lot to say.
Yes.
Not only that, the music is so prolific.
Mm-hmm.
I remember meeting certain artists, and they were like, yes, I have 6 albums out this year. And I'm like, coming from America, where an artist maybe would put out one album a year, and that would be a lot, actually. Sometimes it's 5 years before an artist puts out a second album. So we were just dumbfounded by the quantity and quality of the music. Plus, it just moves you.
Right.
You know, when we heard that, when we went to Jack Ruby's lawn for that first time, and the bass and everything and the vibes, it was just, you can't help it.
You can't help it.
You can't help it. And
What about your family, your friends? How did they, when they realized that you are into this foreign music, what was the reaction, let's say, from your siblings, your mother, your father?
They were very supportive.
Very supportive.
Actually, my mother was a journalist to a certain extent. She's published several articles, and she wrote a couple articles about us.
Oh, right.
So as she did a little of her own research, and so that was they were very supportive. Very supportive.
If you should name some of the artists or some of the songs that you really like, what would be on your list?
Oh, wow, that's a...
I know it's a tough one. So people ask me that, I'm like, the first thing I would say, okay, Bob Marley, One Love, because everybody loves that.
Yeah, you know...
do you have a favorite singer or favorite song? I'm sure you have favorites.
Brian and Tony Gold are two of my absolute favorite singers.
Brian and Tony, that tenors, those two tenors there.
As a matter of fact, I think the first time that I absolutely fell in love with them was at the Tamika Awards.
The
and
Tamika.
they sang Mrs. Jones.
Jones, yes.
And for the first time in my life, I learned why women scream when men sing.
You did.
I did. And it never had happened. I was always very cool.
Very cool, very collected.
Yeah. Nope, not that night. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And I became a huge Brian and Tony Gold fan. So.
And you mentioned the Tamika Reggae Awards. That goes to show the depth of your involvement. Because I used to get requests, press passes, or press requests from just about all over that side. Boston, Hartford, New Jersey, even from Philadelphia. There was a guy, Tony Lawrence?
I'm not sure, to be
honest.
honest.
Tony Lawrence. But it was something that the reggae community, anywhere up north, felt a part of.
Yes.
And for you to travel from Boston to come to the Tamika Awards, it shows.
Yeah, well, it was a tremendous event. So, you know, kudos to you.
Thank you.
And
now you're here, and I went down to Rebel Salute. And I knew you were a part of Wzpp, but I didn't know to the length or to the involvement as deep as it is. It was revealed to me. And when I went there you were. You were part of the team from this the number one radio station, FM station here in South Florida. Was it something that you, like with that radio station, was it something you showed them that your knowledge, your experience with the music, you deserve to be a part of this team going down to Jamaica?
No, I go way back with Mikey. Mikey worked at Mystic.
Oh, he was at Mystic too.
So,
okay.
Honestly, if you ask him, he'll tell you that I trained him in radio.
Oh, nice. There you go. And if anybody could...
I don't know that it's 100% true because he knew an awful lot himself.
If you want Mystic, yes.
I'll just say that I kept him from getting in trouble a lot.
Yeah. And, now that you said it and something comes to mind. Over at Vibe, when I was doing Links, I had banned the Buju Banton Driver. My DJ just played the rhythm, because I don't think that lyrics was fit for commercial radio. And I understand that you were part of one of my few supporters. Was that true? Were you in agreement that it shouldn't be played?
I personally am it's tough on what is allowed and not allowed on radio, because I feel we have a huge responsibility.
Yes, and
unlike in a club, you don't know who's listening.
Right.
When you're in a club, you can see you're in amongst adults, and you can play certain things, and it's okay because you see who's there.
Who's there?
But when you're on radio, you have a big responsibility. You could be playing to dignitaries, you could be playing to children, grandparents.
That was my stance. And you were a program director over there at the time?
No, Ron Burke was the program director.
You were in the music.
I had a show. I produced the daily talk show. I was the production manager. I was the music director.
Oh my!
So,
as I said in the introduction, you wear a lot of hats.
I wore a lot of hats. So I was there a lot. I really loved being there and doing all the different things. And I think that's what made. And we have a similar model at WZPP in that it's a full station, 24 hours.
Right.
And it's one entity as opposed to a lot of people, they have an internet show and they're on from this time or that time, or it's a brokered station, and so it's just different all the time. This functioned as one, so one person. Like, I loved doing the music direction because I had a playlist that everybody had to play those songs.
Right, you remember those days.
Continuity.
You remember those days? You had a playlist.
We're bringing it back.
Great. Good luck, because today's selectors or radio people just don't want to deal with a playlist. But it's something that is a guide to what?
It's necessary.
So at the station now, what do you actually do? Because a little birdie told me a day or two ago that you're supposed to be elevated.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be. So tell us about your new position. What is it now? Another act that you picked up.
I am now program director.
Congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Congratulations!
So it's challenging. I've only been at it for a day or two, but I've already been tasked with trying to reconfigure our schedule to make it more concise and more consistent, and it's challenging because you have to manage people. So
what are some of the things you have on your do list as a program director? What would you want to achieve?
What I want to achieve is to make sure that the station as a whole comes off as a whole.
Yeah.
That anyone who tunes in at any time, even though all the DJs and people on air have their own kind of niche and their own flavor, that there's something that connects all of it together and makes it have continuity.
Right.
That no matter when you tune in, you kind of have an understanding of what you're going to get.
Right.
I don't want it to be something that's, I'm not sure what I'm hearing today is different from what I'm hearing at night and that kind of thing. I want it to be a little more consistent, and we want to just build the brand.
Right.
Because
I understand the company you are now acquiring station after station in different markets. Where are you now? How many stations? 7 stations.
7.
And they are in what city?
We have 2 bands in Miami. We've added Vero Beach. Of course, we have Fort Lauderdale. We have 2 bands now in Orlando, Tampa, and I think I'm missing one.
But you do realize that's a massive responsibility.
Yes.
To have that, to be one station with different affiliations in different cities. That's a massive operation.
It is, and I'm so proud of the work that the team at Wzpp has done to get to that stage. Mikey's coming from far.
I know.
Watched his
Real Deal Radio.
Journey, and it's pretty amazing. So, so much music has come from reggae.
Yes.
Every music.
Ever come from reggae.
Every music. I'm just going to say it. Every music that we listen to today, whether it be hip hop or EDM or any of them.
No, you have the Afrobeat. No,
yes,
that is
and they continue to fly by us, and that has to stop.
Yeah.
We need something here that's solid and strong, that can propel the music to that same level as all the other musics that are getting.
Yeah.
There's something holding it back, and we have to figure out what it is and fix it.
Now you have picked up all these responsibilities. How is that gonna fit into your travel? Because, like I said, you were at Rebel Salute. I know you were there before. You were invited by the Jamaica Tourist Board. What was that?
No, I didn't go on that.
You didn't go on that trip?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. So Rebel Salute was the
Rebel
first.
Salute, and then I went back down a few weeks later because I did a trip into Kingston to Lucy, who's my sparring P from back
back in Boston.
Not in Boston. No, in Jamaica when we used to go to Kingston. When I was in Ocho Rios, I would go to Jack Ruby, but when I was in Kingston, to Lucy, who was the original live mixer for Youth Man promotion, and carries that skill with him. Anyways, he was the one who brought me to Jammies, brought me to Scorpio, brought me to Music Works, brought me to Anchor, brought me to Donovan Germain.
Did you meet?
It was the year I met him was the year after Tubby's had passed. I had been to Tubby's the year before he passed with somebody else.
Okay.
But he was really the one who introduced me to all the artists, and just you saw us working together.
So I like I'm sure it's unusual for you to be on that side because you usually be the interviewer.
Yes.
So you are now the interviewee. What is it like? What kind of feel?
Nice. It's nice. I don't have to think about what I'm going to say next because it comes organically.
Something, Lisa. I don't mind being interviewed, but I want to be interviewed by somebody that knows what they're asking me or know the business. You know, when I'm interviewed by people, you mention Toots, and they don't know who Toots is was. You know, it's annoying to me.
Yeah.
You know, but when I'm being interviewed by people who know the business and know, you don't have to know the full history, but enough.
Well, I have to say, when I got the text that said Mr. Lindsay would like to interview, I was honored. So, you know, to be interviewed by someone who I revere for so many years and looked up to for so many years. I mean, you really you were one of our inspirations when we started this music.
Listen,
especially in radio.
In radio. I am here. I'm available. Anytime you have any issues, any questions, you feel free to link me up.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, as a lover of radio, a lover of the culture, a lover of my country, I really want to see what we do reflects the positive side. And if I can help with my experience, my knowledge, my wisdom in this business, I get people calling me from New York almost every day, every week. Oh, Mr. Lindsay, artists and producers. You have artists right now that would not release a song until I hear. And when I said, no, man, no, so and so need to be in or out. And then they go. Especially, you know, producing today is so expensive. And you want to make sure, well, for some artists, that at least one person gonna give them some airplay.
Yes.
Because you should know that I'm the type of guy, if even if it was my mother and I don't like the song, I'm not gonna play it.
Same.
Just like when I told you about when I banned Buju Driver. I didn't call me, no. I banned me up. Clinton Lindsay, who may say that play my tune? I said, Buju. At that time, he had some tune about Licky Tilly Bang Bang Bang, some gun tune. I said, Buju, I don't know that. Give me, him say my artist, say my please everybody. I say, yeah, I love the Till Shiloh Buju. Give me that Buju and give the Lick It Bang Bang to the people. So, all right, boss. And that was it. Because he came with me, you know, ready to, you know. So I said, no. If there are two Bujus, give me the Till Shiloh. A lot of
artists do that. They have their cultural side. And
yes.
That's why I loved Rebel Salute so much, because they have to come with that side.
With that side.
Yeah.
Right.
And honestly, that side of them is really the side that's going to really have longevity.
Long after.
Because how many of those? Yeah, I mean, think about the songs that you play that are 20 years old.
Oh,
they're not the slaps.
It's so different. Yeah.
So you know.
At your radio, you're on the air now at that station, or you have to give it up to be?
No. I'm actually going to be increasing my time there on air. So. Yeah.
And when are you on?
Right now, currently, I'm on Saturdays from 12 to 3, but I will be moving to weekdays very soon. Nice.
Listen, as I said, my door is quite open to you and the people over there whenever you need, and if you think I can help, I'm more than willing to do that.
Well, you are a depth of knowledge and experience, so to have that to tap into, I'm fully on board with having mentors, because mentors in life are really important.
Yes.
Anybody who thinks they know everything doesn't know anything.
I had mine too. Most of my mentors are retired or passed.
Same. So
so
it's wonderful that we have managed to have our circle of life come back around to be in each other's lives.
How often do you go by Boston? Do you still go by Boston?
Sure.
You have relatives up there?
Yes, I still have my sister still lives up there. I have an aunt and some cousins.
And tell me that time slot is still reggae.
Unfortunately, when Robin passed, they
stopped.
They stopped. But she held it down, like I said, for 34 years, which I find. I'm trying to find out if there's anybody in the States that did it longer. I'm not sure.
Years.
So
34 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people. Well, yeah, there are people. Again, I think like a Jeff Sarge might have been.
But I don't know
longer.
if they were consistently on one station, on one
think Jeff Sarge,
one slot for that long. So that's
the station over WFUV or whatever. He was there from, for about 82, 83. And they still do that Sunday morning.
Yeah. So.
The schoolroom.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know, it's a long
trip.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa.
Yes.
Like I said, it's nice talking to you.
Same.
And wish we had more time, but I don't know. When two people with the history that we have
we could vibe on this conversation for quite some time.
There are areas that I haven't touched yet, but I'll leave that for my next follow-up. That's coming up maybe next year.
Sounds good. You can find out what I've done and
there you go.
If I made any of the changes that
when that station becomes the most listened to in South Florida, then I say, yeah, Lisa is doing her job.
Well, that's what we aim to do.
That's what we aim to do.
Yes. Thank you so much, Clint and Lindsay. I really appreciate it. Much love and respect.
I respect it. Thank you very much. Okay, that's Lisa B. I want to thank her. We have a long way, and as I said in the opening, you know, it's a small world.
It is.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be counting down the South Florida Top 25 and the New York Top 30 with TC. I'll be back after this break.
Come make me tell you about the things them way I want, sir. Back in the days when the dancehall used to warm, sir. When Clint and Lindsay used to bust them, make them go on, sir. Whole heap of artists, Clint and bring come up America. Some never know say Clint and Lindsay a promoter. Bring up the biggest set of artists from Jamaica. Like Super Cat and Mr. Early be the doctor. Whole heap of artists, none of them me can't remember. Who can remember when them used to keep Jamaica? The kind of show that used to give out of awards to reggae artists around the world and from Jamaica. New York City where him used to do the radio.
The ultimate nail salon with the ultimate nail experience. Have your nail done by one of Florida's best nail. Come on down and be pampered by one of the best in the business. At Sean's Nail Salon, everyone feels at home. Nail techs will go above and beyond to ensure that you get the best of your experience. With a 5.0 Google review, who will want to go anywhere else? Sean's Nails is located at 3201 Inverell Boulevard. That's in Lauderdale. So call now. Make your appointment at 954-444-1474. That's 954-444-1474. Visit Sean's Nails for the ultimate manicure experience. They will leave you singing.
Yes, it's that time of year. It's tax time. Do you know where to get your taxes done? Don't worry. Blair's Management and Tax Accounting Service is the place for you. This is Nigel Blair. With over 26 years of experience in tax and accounting, we have what it takes to clear your taxes the right way and to make sure you take advantage of all your tax deductions and all your tax credits and get you back the maximum amount refund possible. So don't delay. Call us today at 954-934-5700. That's 954-934-5700.
GCM Mortgage LLC. Home ownership made easy. Why, you may ask? Hey, that's easy. We'll do the work for you. At GCM Mortgage LLC, we eliminate the lengthy loan process. We pre-approve all borrowers within hours and provide a preliminary approval document to present with your purchase contract. GCM Mortgage LLC offers some of the lowest rates and makes the mortgage loan process as easy as ABC. Quick and straightforward for borrowers seeking a mortgage in the Florida area. Whether you are a first-time home buyer acquiring your dream home or an investment property, refinancing an outstanding loan or consolidating debt, our profoundly experienced team of mortgage experts can help you take that first step towards a financial solution. GCM Mortgage LLC is conveniently located at 23257 North State Road 7. That's number 200 Boca Road Town, Florida. Our numbers are 954-657-1882. That's 954-657-1882. At GCM Mortgage LLC, we turn your dreams into reality. Start your